I have got to find a way to use all the washi tape I have because I have so much and all I'm really using it for is securing my dies down. So let's figure it out together. I have so much washi tape that I have accumulated over the years in various sizes. So I decided to take some time and figure out different ways to use washi tape aside from what I've been using them as. The first thing I decided to try and do is create a little ruffle border with a piece of washi tape. This washi tape is probably 1.5 or 2 inches wide. And so I'm just basically folding it into itself over and over and over and over and over again until I create this little ruffle border. Most of the wide washi tapes come from Altenew, and the smaller, like 1 inch, half inch, 2 inch, various places, Target, Amazon, etc. But if I have them and they're still available, I will link them in the description below. So I created this little ruffle border and then just took a sentiment, and it's a funny one too, and this is from the Ton Stamps, I think. Again, I'll link it below if I can find it. And that's it. That's all I did for this card. Easy peasy pumpkin squeezy. That's a stupid saying. P.S. I'm talking out my nose because I've had a head cold forever and it just will not go away. All right, another thing you can do is customize your MISTI stamping tool or any kind of platform, stamping platform or whatever that you have. Mine comes in pink, and I'm not really a fan of the hot pink, so I just covered it up with some washi tape. So all I did was grab some glue, and I'm using my favorite Barely Art glue. I get asked about this all the time. It's always linked in the description for you, and I just love it. It's my favorite glue. So that's how I customized my MISTI and covered up the pink. All right, another thing you can kind of do here is do a little weaving. This is like a 1/4 inch washi tape, I think. And I'm using various colors cardstock. It doesn't matter what kind of paper you're using for washi tape. The cool thing about washi tape is it's very low tack, so it's not going to rip up your paper. And it's also translucent, so it can pull in any color that you're using underneath it, which is why I love it. So for here, I'm just weaving in like on top, below, on top, below, on top, below of the tape in that order. I am sure there is a more sophisticated way to do it, but this is all my little brain could come up with. And then I created this cool basket weaving, and I just folded the tape over on the back side. It's not going to matter because I'm going to adhere it to a card panel. So I've got this cool, shiny, sparkly, like basket weaved background, and it doesn't matter if it's not completely straight. I mean, seriously, who's going to judge you for that? You can also create a little pocket here. So this is 2 pieces of craft cardstock. It is 2.5 by 3. I believe I cut it down, and I am just adding a border around the 3 sides, and I'm creating myself a little pocket that I'm going to include on a card that I'm about to show you how I actually make. So that's it. And that is like a coffee washi tape. So I had to be careful to make sure the words were facing the same way. But if you're just using a pattern, it doesn't matter. You can flap it on however you want. So if you got any excess, just cut it off with your scissors and bada bang. All right, so all these dogs are from Peking Pets from Catherine Pooler, and they are in my magic mug. So I just pulled them out and kind of laid them on the card how I thought. Now, some of y'all are going to be like, why are you covering up that background you just made? I just did. That's all. There's no reason. There's no why. I just wanted to use the dogs, and I wanted to use this background, and that's why. So anyway, I'm just gluing them down. So I laid them on first how I thought they would look good. I end up switching it around anyway. And then I'm using that same Barely Art glue to glue all of my dogs flat. Now you can pop some of them up with double-sided tape to create a dimensional card, but I didn't here, but you totally could. And just adding a little bit of foam tape on an image and putting it on your card is not going to increase your postage. You have to add a lot of dimension to increase your postage. So keep that in mind. If you ever wanted to pop up something, it's okay. It's not going to cost you more money to mail it unless you go crazy. All right, so I've got all this glued down. I'm digging it. They're all peeking. I got my cats. I got my dogs. They're all so cute. So then I'm going to take the background there and adhere it to a card panel. I grabbed a color that I thought would look pretty. And then I'll take that little pocket that we created, that little gift card holder or pocket. It could be whatever you want it to be. I happen to have this. This was like on the floor in my craft room. It's not even active. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So that's how I figured out the sizing for that pocket. I've got crap all over the place in my craft room. So anyway, gluing that down, got my little pocket in place, and then I can slide my little gift card or whatever. You can put money, whatever, float your boat in there. No dies needed to create yourself a little gift pocket. Isn't that cute? I just think that card's so cute. All the little animals. Again, that all came out of my magic mug, so it was kind of a no-brainer. Having a magic mug really makes assembling your cards go very quickly. And I'll link in the description below what my magic mug is in case you're wondering. All right, here's a piece of white cardstock. This is 4 1/4. So it goes over a standard size A2 card. So I chose black cardstock so you could see what I mean about the translucent washi tape. So it's going to pick up a little bit of that black in the background. So I'm just cutting up, you can obviously measure and not waste a lot of washi tape. But I've had these rolls, oh geez, 5 years since they've come out, and I haven't even made a ding into them. This washi tape is going to last forever. All right, so anyway, so there you go. I'm just putting it, wrapping it around the back. You can cut it off, do whatever you want, whatever you want. And I like how that black is kind of peeking through. And again, I took that sentiment. That is actually a pre-foiled and pre-cut from the stamp market. So it's gold and shiny. I don't know if you can pick it up there. And I just stuck it on there. There's some double-sided foam dimension tape. So I got a little oomph there. And that's it. Done, done, done.
I want to take a quick second to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of online classes. When I found Skillshare, I went in specifically looking for watercoloring classes, and I cannot begin to tell you how much I have learned just from that. But Skillshare is not only watercoloring, it's anything you can think of, social media, business development, cooking, all kinds of stuff. If you can think of something, it's going to be on Skillshare. Here's a look at some of the pieces that I have painted just from learning various tips and tricks from some different artists that I have followed along the way. If you check the description below, I have included a discount code where you can try out Skillshare for yourself for free for 1 month. So be sure to check it out. Just click the link in the description below and you can see why I love it so much.
Ooh, you can decorate your chairs. Now, this has been on since they actually Altenew released their washi tape. I'm too lazy to go check, but this has been stuck on my chair since then. So I did that chair in Connecticut when I lived in Connecticut, which is somewhere between 5 and 7 years. So that's how long that washi tape has stayed on my chair. And I can peel it off any time I want. So I just put it on the chair and then went around with the X-Acto knife to cut off the edges. And it's, it's not a boring white chair. And if I get tired of the print, I can take it off. Okay, so this you need to bear with me because it's going to look but ugly like I threw up on this. But washi tape, you can use alcohol inks or alcohol markers, refills, etc. on it. So here I am. I'm putting 2 colors that look good together on its own, but they don't mix well. They turn to brown when you mix them together. But I'm showing you, listen, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it work. So here I am using this little squeezy tool. It just pushes out air. You can blow on it or use a straw, but I get lightheaded. And I wanted to show you, hey, I didn't add any alcohol yet, so it's really not moving around very much. But if you want this kind of look cool, but here I am. This is just a squeezy bottle with 91% isopropyl alcohol from the grocery store, 99 cents. Dollar store probably has it. I squeeze that on there, and now as I'm pushing this air around, it's really moving the alcohol ink. So I wanted to show you the difference there. Now, here's where you're like, that looks like throw up, because you get that like reddy, muddy, ugly brown, all right? Stay with me. Just hang with me because this is really going to look cool when it's done, I promise. So I'm squeezing, whatever. And now you got like gray in here, you got brown in here, whatever. So once it dries a little bit, I'm going to go in and add a little bit more purple because that's what I think is so cool. These alcohol inks are from Amazon, but any alcohol ink that you have will work. There's a ton of brands out there. And I added a little bit more purple, then I added a little bit more alcohol, and now I'm pushing it around, and now there's a lot more purple on there. So once it dries, I peel it up, and then I'm going to adhere this to an orange card base because I thought having that orange peeking through the bottom, because remember, washi tape is translucent, so you can see the color underneath. Once this is done, it's going to look really cool. But I got to still hang with me. Y'all want to click away, I know it, but hang with me. I'm going to cut all that away. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. So I've cleaned my surface, which is regular alcohol, just wiped it up. I'm working on a glass surface. And here's what it looks like. You can still see this. Hang with me. You can still see the stripes pattern from the washi tape. You can see the orange from the colored cardstock I chose to use. So I dripped on a few more puddles of alcohol. All right, I just kind of let it move around a little bit, creating little drip marks, just whatever. And that's just a microfiber cloth. I have a bunch of dust cloths that I keep in my craft room. And let me show you what it looks like, because I'm telling you, I think this is pretty cool. Look at that background. I just think it's so cool. And then when I go ahead and add the butterfly and the sentiment again from my magic mug, I just love this card. This actually turned out to be my favorite. And while I was doing it, I'm like, man, these are some poopy colors, but I love how it looks when you're done. All right, so here's some other things you can do with washi tapes. You can make charger covers, candles, masking, book covers, envelopes, bookmarks, paper clips, page corners. I have this download available for you in the description below. But there's tons and tons and tons and tons of ways. I use washi tape to line up my dies, my alpha dies. I use washi tape to secure my dies to my die cutting machine. But this video is about different ways to use them that maybe you have or have not seen. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got a clever way of how you use washi tape, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you for my next video.